Hello world, welcome to this video series on object-oriented design, and today we will be talking about single responsibility principle. Single responsibility principle states that a class should have only one responsibility or one reason to change. Now, to understand the concept of responsibility or reason to change, we need to understand the concept of actors. Consider an organization with two departments, the HR department and the payroll department. The HR team would be responsible for ensuring a policy compliance of employees, assigning tasks to them, etc. And the payroll team would be responsible for defining the salary structure of the employees. And evidently, both these departments would be interested in the employee class. Now consider an employee class with the following public methods. There is the set compliance method, which states whether the employee is compliant with the employer policies. And then there is the assign tasks method, which assigns a list of tasks to the employees. And then there is a set basic pay method, which can be used to change the basic pay of the employee. And then there is the add allowance method, which can be used to add an allowance to the employee. Now the HR department would be using the set compliance and the assign tasks methods, and the payroll team would be using the set basic pay and add allowance method. There would be some classes in the HR module and in the payroll module that has an association to the employee class. Here the HR and payroll team can be considered as actors. Now we can define a responsibility as a group of functions that an actor might be interested in. We can say that set compliance and assign tasks are responsibilities of the HR department, and set basic pay and add allowance are the responsibilities of the payroll team. So a change to the employee class can be made by either of these teams. That is, employee class has two reasons to change. Now this is not a bad thing. As long as the responsibilities of the class are clearly demarcated and isolated. But a problem might occur if there is a shared responsibility in the class. For example, consider a print method. So what this print method does is, print method prepares a document with the employee details and uses a printer service to print the generated document. Initially, both the HR and the payroll department were using this method and everything was working fine until the HR department had a new requirement where the salary information of temporary employees need not be displayed in the document. So they introduced an if statement like so: if employee type equals employee type.temporary, then generate a document without salary details, else generate a document with all the details, and finally print the details. And this was a disaster. And as soon as the code touched the servers, payroll team started getting printouts of employee details without salary information. This is an example of fragility where a code change in one location causes an undesired behavior elsewhere. Right? So the problems of shared responsibility can be avoided if the responsibilities are obviously isolated into two different classes. For example, we can have two separate employee classes, one in the HR and the other in the payroll namespaces. The com.hr.employee has the set compliance, assign tasks and the print method, and the com.payroll.employee has the set basic pay, add allowance and the print method. But like I've already mentioned, there is no problem in having multiple responsibilities in a single file or a single class. Now consider this implementation of the print method, which accepts an instance of the employee document and just prints the document. So the employee document is an interface with two concrete implementations: the HR employee document and the payroll employee document. The print method will be passed with an instance of the HR employee document when the print method is called from the HR module, and it will be passed with the payroll employee document with an instance of the payroll employee document if the print method is called from the payroll module. Now there is a consensus on how the print method will be used. Now there is no problem in having the print method in the same class itself.